shot. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Man, this stupid thing broke.
Already?
Yeah,
Is that the one you always use, though?
sort of. But it's the replacement. But the plastic just broke again.
That's how it
So,
works.
the struggles of being a content creator. Your gear is always breaking. But not really. It's not that big a deal. But I do want to talk about something that is somewhat of a big deal.
This person, Lucian.
Who?
Lucian?
Lucian.
Uh-huh.
That's a strange name.
I know.
Lucian?
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah. I don't think I want to engage anybody named Lucian. And no, that was not the one that I received. I don't remember the name of the one that I received, but it was a podcast, and they asked us to join them. They do it like twice a week, and they said it's from 9:30 to midnight, and they said they would allow 9:30 to midnight would allow plenty of time for the squirrels. So basically, whatever tangent we went off on, there would be ample time, which is kind of like yesterday where we started the interactive live chat for the members on Patreon, which we have new members since then. So we'll have more in the next live chat. Mm-hmm. Kim, she left a comment last night.
I was just about to tell you because I read it this morning.
But I don't know if I want to do the podcast. I don't know. But what I was going to say was that or ask you, what is the number one rule with being a content creator?
Number one rule with being a content creator. No video is a bad video.
That was actually, I made that one up. And it was
You might have made it up, but I agree with it.
no content is
It's bad content. Yeah. I just need to be closer to the coffee. Look, I look like I just woke up because I just woke up. So if you judge me, do it silently.
It's funny you say that. Well, we're actually about to leave, so.
I gotta go get ready.
I watched a Valuetainment video, Patrick Bet David, and he was talking about, you heard me, and I might have sent you you heard me, and I might have sent you the link to the video about how Big Pharma has all these patents on these drugs, which ultimately makes it so that the drug will never be generic and will never be affordable. Patrick Bet David. You're probably not super familiar with Patrick Bet David, but Patrick Bet David just got 8 million views on a video in a day.
I know the name because you say it often.
Because he had an interview with Andrew Tate. He had a 3-hour interview with Andrew Tate, got 8 million views in a day. Talk about making some money. But either way, one of the comments, the first comment actually said, I could do without the music.
Why is there always negativity? Like, why is that something that you even need to put out there?
And it's funny you say, don't judge me, because this video isn't about your appearance.
But somebody's going to say something.
Right. And that is, fortunately, the replies to that were, all you got out of this video was the music? Mm-hmm. But I think like I said, the rule was that I created was no content is bad content. Mm-hmm. Which means if you don't make content, it's bad content. Whereas any content you make is never bad. So no content is bad content. You can take it however you want to view it. But essentially, you do have to get through your first 100 bad videos, and if you're doing what I'm doing, you got to get through your next 100 bad videos, because I think I'm in this transition period. Never thought I'd say that, but the key is, I think the most important is never listen to the comments.
No, I agree. The comments are generally where I get pissed off. So I try to quick scan the majority of them. But I have gotten much better at just hitting delete and block than replying to trolls.
And then they kind of go a step further and they'll try to find you on email and social other ways of contacting you. Now, granted, some of these are worthwhile because we've made friends because of it. But for the most part, you kind of got to ignore the comments, especially the ones that are particularly and specifically designed to trigger you and anger you and upset you and distract you from what you're actually really trying to do. For instance, somebody left a comment and they were like, the reason why I refused to do YouTube and gave up and quit was because of uploading a video of my son's special need baseball game, and all the negative comments that I received were unbelievable.
Towards the children, and I can understand how you would want to change directions of what you're doing if it's going to have people attacking children that way. I would also change directions.
I don't know if I would change directions. I may change the way in which they are able to communicate, but I don't think that I would allow them to prevent me from doing what I want to do.
That's true. Turn off comments. That would be an easier way to go. What's worse is when you have people who generally seem like they want to help, like they email you all the time and they want to help, and then for some reason decide to throw in personal jabs in the middle of their helpful emails. And then when you say something they don't agree with, or if you don't take their advice on something, they just lose their shit in an email, and then you have to block them. I feel bad for that, but they did it to themselves.
Or they heavily critique your content and take everything literally and tell you all the things that you've done wrong, although they have never, ever even tried to do it themselves.
So my mom says, hey, good morning. In case you're not aware, there's tornado watches in your area right now. No, tornado watches.
There's always a tornado watch.
Well, I guess because one went through Troy, Alabama, day before yesterday, went through Albany, Georgia yesterday. Like, tornadoes are just popping up left and right more and more lately.
We'll watch those tornadoes in our rear view as we're leaving. Which we do need to get going soon, but
yeah, I gotta wake the kid up so she'll go get ready.
It's crazy how many backseat drivers there are. How many, expert. These are the same people who would want to take it upon themselves to try to heckle a comedian on stage from a crowd.
In a audience that they paid to be in. Most of the time.
But
in here, it's free.
But
which
also,
is why they heckle harder, I guess.
But also would never even attempt to do it themselves.
That part.
The reason I say this is because I think that there's a fair amount of people out there that are interested in creating content on YouTube and would love to have the ability to ask questions of those who do it every single day on multiple channels after you just applied for another channel of ours to be monetized a few minutes ago to walk you through the process, get you along. Make it happen.
Monetized in 30 days, technically.
Monetized in 4 videos.
Yep. 4 videos, 30 days.
Each one gets faster. Your main channel was 45 days. The second channel was
30. Actually, it was 32.
And then this one is like 30, but even 4 videos. So, did you see the audience on that one?
I assume.
Nope. Whatever you assume is wrong, which is why I asked you, because each new channel is very interesting to see what new audience we reach, and it's really cool because it allows you to expand on your conversation and the topics and discussion, and
because the first time I looked, the audience was
gotcha,
and now it's.
Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. The first time you looked at the audience, there's a lot to it, but they have done that intentionally to latch on to us and you to ride coattails, okay? There's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from others, but be yourself. Be yourself. But also, the audience is very, very cool, right?
It's kind of a little bit of everything
But
we have done and talked about.
It's cool, right?
Yeah.
But the videos they watch means a lot to me, because the audience says one thing, but the videos they watch say another, which tells me everything that I needed to know about that particular segment of YouTube Studio Analytics. And this is quite possibly, besides actually creating content, pressing record, uploading videos, if you don't know how to sift through and analyze and really pull apart the data provided to you through YouTube Analytics, you're really just rolling the dice, trying to get lucky. Whereas if you understand the data and how YouTube views you and who YouTube will share and suggest and promote and recommend you to, well, then that's going to be the difference in, it's a night and day difference. And that night and day difference may not necessarily automatically equate to million subscribers and millions of views, but it will definitely get you on track to the right subscribers and the right views. YouTube actually sent me an email, and they said that there's something called absolute retention and relative retention. I've never heard that term before until they used it. But these are all things that we will continuously discuss for those who are interested on Patreon in the interactive live chat, as well as posting videos and uploads for the other tiers. But if you do want to have these one-on-one personal conversations with us, then we do have a tier specifically for that, which I think went off really well.
I think it was cool that those who wanted to show their faces did, and those who did not want to show their faces did not. One, because somebody was at work on their break, but at work, and was like, you know what, I'm just going to turn the screen off here just in case anybody walks by, so it's not so whatever. But we figured out a way.
They were there, though, because like the color would change.
So I figured out a way. I was like, so when you want our attention, since it's not, you can't like raise your hand like in class or anything, and sometimes if you're talking, it's hard to figure out maybe who it is if we can't see your face or your lips moving. I was like, just make the light pulse, kind of like poltergeist kind of thing. So I guess she would put her hand in front of the camera and back. And it was really neat. So that was fun.
It was. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun on this trip. And I told him last night on the video that there will be a ton of video and content from this trip, but it may not end up here. So if you know the other channels, or if you've seen the other channels, then make sure you check out the other channels. And if you're interested in that type of content, by all means, come check us out, join us. If you want to get your own started, which YouTube has actually made it easier to get monetized now, go for it. And if you want help, or you want to talk to somebody, or you need coaching, or whatever that may be, well, here we are.
Yep.
There's so much to it. I would say, and you tell me what you think about this. Would you buy a course? So we went to Vid Summit, and we're not going to throw Vid Summit or Daryl Eves or Channel Jumpstart under the bus. But would you buy Channel Jumpstart?
No.
Course back then?
No. Back then? No. Now? Hell no.
No, as a newcomer, like brand new.
No.
Never did YouTube. Don't know anybody in YouTube. How would you start?
Reach out to the people that I have channels that I want to be like, and try to get
What if
tips
they don't
from
respond? Odds are they won't respond.
Odds are they won't respond, but if you pay attention to the kind of content you want to create, and you watch it, it gives you an idea of how to go about doing certain things. And there's plenty of information that you can get from channels or Patreons or whatever else that can help you figure things out for much cheaper than some of these courses that people want to sell.
Would you buy a course from anyone today, given what you know has happened to the algorithm?
Course is the word that throws me off. I would spend money to learn, but I don't want a course, because a course is geared towards everybody as a clump, whereas a conversation is individual.
The conversation is huge. The conversation is key, and I think this is why typically every morning I have a long phone call conversation with people to help them with their channels, including you, but you don't get a phone call. We're just sitting there side by side. The conversation is key because it's going to be unique and specific to your own channel, your own style, your own niche, and your own particular goals, because not everybody's goal is the same. Some want views, some want subs, some want exposure, some want phone calls to come in for whatever reason it may be. If you are, and this was an idea I had for service technicians. If you were a plumber or HVAC technician or electrician or anything like that, I would make videos showing people how to make repairs. I would make videos showing people how to do my job.
You know, there's a guy out there, and this has kind of sort of nothing to do with anything, but there's a man out there who, I don't know his channel name, and I wish I did, but it's basically the dad no one had kind of thing. And he shows you as a dad how to tie your tie, how to change a tire, how to change your oil, how to do these things. And that to me is absolutely genius, because it reaches every age, every sexuality, every whatever. Like, anybody can watch that.
And this is why we are so different, because we're going two totally different directions, but what you're saying is great. But you go from the personal side, I go from the business side.
Yeah.
So I tell people, show people how to do your job so that they won't call you to pay you to do that job. But why would I do that? Why would I teach people how to do my job? Because it's a resume. It's proof that you know what you're doing, and you're trying to do a good thing, and you're trying to help people. However, odds are they won't do it. They won't have the specialized tools needed to do it. Therefore, it's like it's a $5,000 HVAC repair. But you could do it yourself
if you have this $10,000 equipment.
Yeah. So it's like, thanks for showing me, but
here's the problem.
And then you buy the $10,000 piece of equipment to make this one repair. You mess something up. Now you're deeper in the hole.
Yeah.
So with a channel like that, the goal would be to gain exposure as the helpful, qualified technician.
Yeah.
But the first person you're going to call to say, you know what, this is above my head. I know you know what you're doing, so why don't you come do it? And then it's not about how many views and subscribers you have. That conversion is completely different.
So then it's money in both hands. One from YouTube revenue and one from
for sure.
business.
And that's the thing. Your YouTube AdSense revenue, your paid promotion, sponsorships, affiliates, third party, whatever it may be, these are parts of a whole. And they're not all going to look the same. But you got to know what you want to create and why you want to create it. And that's going to be the best and easiest way to connect with whoever's on the other side of this camera. To be most effective in whatever your ultimate goal is. And you got to know what that ultimate goal is. Remember talking to Chris every time?
Yes. The goal would change.
Every time I'd be on the phone for like 30 minutes, I'm like, all right, dude, what's your goal? Like, I hear you, but what's the goal? But last but not least,
sleep in a little bit, but it's time to get up and take a shower, please.
Last but not least, the reason why I wouldn't buy a course.
Are you gonna wake up?
Because the courses are created and stored and saved and cataloged.
Either that or as soon as we get to the hotel.
So for me to create a course or to buy a course today about, let's just say, how to invest in real estate from somebody, let's just say there's a course about how to invest in real estate for somebody who made a lot of money in 2015. That course is pretty much worthless today because investing in real estate is completely different. And here's the issue with YouTube. No one knows the algorithm today. So
better than the people who are going through the algorithm today.
No one knows it. So to buy a course, you're going to literally buy a course based on what an algorithm was 2 or 3 iterations ago.
So
and it's not the same.
when you were like, would you buy a course? My first thought is weight loss, because I've put on significant weight since getting C19 a year and a half ago, or however long ago it was. Significant weight. And I know how to lose the weight, right? So when I mention it in my videos, people are like, oh, you should do this, this, and this. And everybody's saying something different. Yet if I were to go out and buy a weight loss course, that course is going to be geared at everybody. What if one person is gluten-free and everything in your meal plan has gluten? What if one person can't have wheat and everything in your thing has wheat? It's not geared towards the individual, so you're not going to get the correct results.
I'll say that the beauty of the weight loss is it's pretty
Mind over matter.
consistent. It's pretty consistent. Like, it's not like, okay, there's a new algorithm for weight loss.
Yeah.
No, I mean, sort of, because
As you get older, things do change.
and they change how they want to word sugar.
Yeah.
So that's quite possibly sugar and calories and activity is the biggest culprit. But it's a pretty simple concept. It's really more of a
Willpower.
yeah. So, but with the algorithm, with YouTube, with business, it's like if you I'm going to buy a course today on how to start a business and, be successful. Business today is completely different than business was last year, year before
Opening
that.
a business, a brick and mortar one especially.
So, there's no way that I would want to buy into a course, and people just don't know that the courses they're buying are so, they're shelved and they're so old that they don't, they kind of apply, but with it being such a fluid situation and continuously changing, you really need to be able to have the ability to have that conversation, which I was even talking to my brother yesterday and seeing his analytics, and that's the key, like having the ability and access to see so many different people's analytics is a game changer. But it was like, YouTube has changed what works and how often it can work. Which means, there's a whole lot to it. But the simple fact of the matter is almost you got to have these conversations in real time every day with focus on what the ultimate goal is, because my hope is that this content reaches the people who want it, not the people who YouTube will force to click on it, because that can be detrimental to your channel's growth and success by getting the wrong audience. But I don't want to go into it, especially since I'm running out of time here. So we're going to go ahead and get packed up. We're going to hit the road. We will continue this conversation,
Outrace this tornado if there is
discussion on a future video. Maybe we'll throw up. Actually, you still owe Patreon a video. So check us out there. You guys take care. Be safe.
Bye.